Okay, we're going to add Inglot number 77, my favorite eyeliner. We're going to add this to the top and the bottom, and we're going to create a wing. I haven't been doing wings lately, but with matte looks, I feel like a wing is okay, especially an intense one, especially when you do that carved out application. It goes into that wing so nicely. The wing does not sit apart from that eyeshadow to where it looks hard. I feel like it blends into the eyeshadow as well. So we're going to take the angle brush, pick up the product. Remember, I like to put it on the back of the hand just to warm it up. It glides on easily. Make sure that you evenly distribute the product on both sides of the brush. Look up for me. I like to do the under eye area first. So that bottom waterline. Whenever you're applying that bottom liner, just make sure that the longer end of the brush is facing the nose when you're working closer to the inner corner. And then when you get to the outer corner, the longer end of the brush should be facing the outer corner. The outer corner of this application we're going to make thicker because we want it to go into that wing. Okay. It's going to be hard. So let's see the other side. Now we're going to start working on that top line. So whenever you are applying the eyeliner to create a wing, you always want to use the longer end of the brush to create that line initially. So that's the only thing that's touching her skin. Okay, it's just the longer side. Then whenever you're looking to thicken the wing, you want to place the brush there and drag back in. So I flipped the brush. So initially it was like this, and just the longer end is touching the skin. And then to make it thicker, you're going to place it on top of that line and drag back into the eyes. Okay, we're gonna thicken that wing out, make it a little sexy. You want to make sure that you are connecting that wing to the bottom of that outer corner. And then also, you want to make sure that it is clean at the bottom as well as the top. Yes! Now I'm going to go back just to clean up the under eye area. That eyeliner is so intense. We want to smudge a darker shade up against that eyeliner. So I'm going to get the pencil brush, color du jour brush number 4, We're going to take this darker shade here. Okay. And then we're going to take that darker shade and then we're going to go in that top crease. Just to give that lid, that outer corner, more structure. Next, I'm going to apply Miss 3D Volume Lash, and this is Eyelash Glue by Sassy. And it's really good. I always recommend Beso glue, but this works well. It just doesn't dry as fast as your Beso. So you want to apply the glue to the strip, like so. And give it about, I think the issue when it comes to applying lashes, what makes it difficult is that people like to let it dry a little bit and then go in. You want it to become tacky before you apply it to the eyes. So about a minute, at least a minute, and then you can go in and apply it. So the one area that you're looking for is where the lash follicles are. Typically where the lash extensions are applied, that's where we want to slide our lashes. So whenever you're applying lashes, it shouldn't be a straight on application. It needs to be a tucking motion. And then as it's drying, I like to manipulate the lashes up. Open for me. Yes! Lashes just does something to me. Okay, so remember, let the lash dry just a little bit so it becomes tacky and that glue is not going everywhere when you go to apply it. And please don't blow on the lash, unless it's your own. But if you're a makeup artist, do not blow on it because of sanitary reasons. Okay, next we're going to be using MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash, my favorite mascara. And I like to do a side-to-side motion. Breathe for me, don't hold your breath.
I need a second.
Okay. Are you holding your breath when I go?
I think so.
Are you holding your breath? Put your head down just a little bit and then look up with your eyes. Whenever I do the top lashes, if they allow me to put mascara on the extensions, I like to kind of use my finger to press the strip and the extensions together. So we're going to clean up that under eye area. I'm going to mix Morphe filter number 4. I'm sorry, we're going to mix Morphe filter number 3 and number 5. Now that I'm done with the eye application, I see that I want to warm her up a little bit more. So I'm going to take the Balm Cosmetics. This is the Photo Balm bronzer, but it's in the shade dark this time versus medium dark. And we're just going to apply it to the perimeter of the face. I really like to get those temples. I feel like it's super sexy to have those temples contoured out. Get the jawline. So I'm also using the After Dark just to contour those cheeks a little bit more. So not on the entire face. And this is Morphe Filter 5, which is her overall powder. And I'm just cleaning up that contour on the nose. So notice I do a lot of layering with powder. And it keeps the face locked down all day. Now I'm going to use, this is Morphe Shimmer Palette. It's their 8S Shimmer Palette. And this is MAC Brush 168. You can use, honestly, I don't go to one brush for highlight. It doesn't matter. You can do a more precise brush for a precise application. I want to milk it into the skin and I want it to just glow in that area, so I don't want her to look like a trophy. So we're just gonna apply, let's mix Mirage with Galactic. I'm gonna apply the shimmer lightly. You can also do the temples above the brow, so when her cheeks hit the light, also the forehead shimmers. And we're also going to take our fingers and apply it in the center of her nose. So in the center of the face, I'm going to use more of the Galactic shade. I don't like to really have a full line going straight down, so I do the tip and then just the bridge of the nose. I like to separate that part, and then you can do a little bit on the center, especially if you don't have oily skin. And the layer is very thin when I go to apply it on the skin. So instead of doing an illuminator underneath, you can just highlight using shimmer at the end. And then we're going to apply some on that clavicle. We like to make that clavicle sexy. Okay. I like to apply it to the décolletage area. So creating a V here, and then on the clavicle, and then on the chest. You can do the shoulders as well. Before I move on to putting a little bit of a highlighter on the inner corner and then lips, I want to show you this. This is Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil Perversion. And I know sometimes that Inglot can break up on the water lines, so this keeps that line intense, just to guarantee that that eyeliner is going to stay. We're going to go in with this eyeliner on the bottom waterline only. That shimmer that we were using on the face, I'm going to go in with Galactic and just apply it to the inner corners. Just to add a pop of highlight. For the lips, I'm going to use my little nub from MAC. This is Cork. I use them down to the very end. And then I'm going to use Anastasia Beverly Hills Pure Hollywood. And then on top, I'm going to use boho. So you want to make sure that you are lining the lips on the perimeter. So I use the tip of the pencil to line the lips. I don't really turn it on its side yet. When I am lining the top lips, that's probably when I use more of the side, but I'm still looking for that precise line application. When I'm doing a nude lip, you don't want to fill in too much, unless, I will say on my deeper skin clients, that's when I do more filling in with the lip liner. And I'm going to apply this lipstick to the center of the lips first. And then I'm going to take it into the lip line. So you don't want that harsh lip line sitting there. It's just to give dimension to the lips, because if we were to go in with just the nude, it's going to blend into her skin. And I feel like it doesn't look as clean when it does that. So right now I'm just feathering that product into the lip line. And I want more coverage on the center of the lip, so I'm going to pick up a little bit more. Next, we're going to go in with boho from Morphe. And a highly gloss lip is in. You will rarely see me apply a liquid lipstick by itself if it's a nude. Now, if you go with a red or a burgundy, yes, I like to keep those matte. Around the holidays, sometimes I place a topper on top. The nudes, I always like to gloss out. Let me just thin out the product on the edges. You could get a Q-tip to do this, or you can get a sponge just to thin out the product along the edges. We're going to finish the application off with setting it with Urban Decay All Nighter. This is a matte eyeshadow, so I'm going to cover the eyes and just get the face. Because what happens is when you spray matte eyeshadow, sometimes it changes the texture of it. Okay, so there you have it, a carved out crease, not a cut crease. I feel like this is sexier, more sultry, and I'm just melting right now. This is beautiful. Leanne is amazing. I love this canvas, so pretty.